There we go. So I want to take a second before I introduce the team that you can see there on the side and thank each and every one of you. It has been a difficult year for all of us in various ways and capacities. And so your contribution to the community and all you do in your organizations and your businesses and how you support United Way and how you volunteer and how you advocate is just awesome. If anything from this year, I've taken away the collaboration this community has together, the ability to work together and strive to meet goals, to meet the needs of those in our community who are in our vulnerable populations and those in our community who have needs through the programs and services that our partner agencies offer and our direct programs as well. Each of you are either a community coordinator or a president or CEO or a team captain or a team champion. And what you do every day, not only for your families and for your organizations, but for United Way is most appreciated. So I'd like to introduce our team here. You can see in that little picture there. This is from our leadership celebration that we were finally able to have last week at Layton's Chance. We have a new team member, Vastina, who is our office manager there in the middle. And then of course, myself, Claire, Kathy, Steve, Courtney, and Pam. We do have a new team member who will be joining us soon, so stay tuned for that. We have a new community outreach coordinator who you all will be meeting, who will be joining us hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I will be sending these slides out, so I'm not going to go into everything in great detail out of respect for everyone's time. I think most of you are pretty well versed on who United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore is, who we serve, who we work with and partner with and what we do, but this is just a brief recap on our mission, on how long we have been around for over 75 years now, on our administrative rates and everything that you can find online. But I want to reiterate to everyone that's on the call that, you know, we are part of United Way Worldwide, but we are a local organization. Our funds come in from here. We serve here through local board staff and volunteers, and the funds stay here and go into the different programs and partnerships that we have here on the shore. So last year was a bit of a year. So instead of doing our traditional kickoff, we did a virtual kickoff. And so that is because all of you participated in a workplace campaign. And you guys did that in various ways. So when we talk about fundraising for United Way of the Lower Eastern Shore, you know, one of the biggest things that we do to raise funds is have companies, organizations participate in workplace campaign. We could not do what we do without all of you, each and every one of you. And so a lot of you got real creative this year in your fundraising. Not only did you do a workplace campaign, but you did some fun stuff. So I just have some examples on there. Affiliated power purchasers, Sarah. You guys did your No Shave November to raise funds and support United Way, so thank you for that. Avery Hall did an auction, which was awesome. Hudson Behavioral Health did a birdhouse contest and a few other internal contests. Somerset County employees, hi Kira, hi Ashley. You guys did your penny wars. We have Kelly up there with Tidal Health Nanticoke with Pam in partnership. All of you not only did a workplace campaign, but many of you found fun, creative ways, especially from a virtual standpoint, to engage and to raise funds too. So that is most appreciative. The other things that we were finally able to do later in the year is some fundraising. We raise funds through workplace campaign, through grants, and also fundraising. So our Student United Way was able to have a shred day in the spring that brought in some awesome dollars in partnership with Lower Shore Enterprises. We had some virtual events like our Preakness Palooza. We also had our holiday gala, our holiday ball, which pivoted to a virtual experience this year. We had our in-person emerging leaders Christmas in July at the Shorebird Stadium at the end of July to raise funds for their Christmas program. We had our Power of the Purse that Women United did that pivoted to a virtual experience. And we had our first in-person event in May since the holiday ball of 2019 at Green Hill for our golf tournament, which was so much fun. It was awesome. So we were really glad to be able to get out, start doing things and pivot, from virtual. And so we work with 40 different partner agencies and provide funding to these partner agencies for these different types of programs. In addition to doing that, we also have some of our direct programs. These partner agencies and programs apply for funding on a yearly basis. We have an awesome community impact committee who meets every year. They just wrapped up at the end of July, and they review the applications and they review the programs that are in place and determine funding for the next year. And that committee is made up of volunteers. They are board, they are staff, and they are civic and civil servants in the community who come together and do that. We also have some direct programs. So I'm going to turn this over to Claire for a hot second so she can speak to you all a little bit about our direct services and programs and community collaboration.
Good morning. So on the left there, you see some photos from our addiction awareness art competition that United Way puts on every year for middle and high school students here on the Lower Shore. And that is supported by our friends at the 4 county health departments, as well as the Maryland Opioid Operational Command Center. And as you may be aware, we're coming up on Opioid Awareness Month. So that art will be on display at a number of Go Purple and other community events. So please, if you turn out to those events, you'll get a chance to see some of those works by our student artists. And also a reminder too, if you are interested in displaying any of the artwork at your workplace, we are happy to make that available as well. We've got a lot of talent and creativity in our students out there. And in the middle image, most people are aware of our very, very popular Dolly Parton's Imagination Library program, which is an early childhood education program that provides a free book each month through the mail for children from birth until they turn 5. And this is a program that is open to everyone, and you can sign up through our website. So if you have any little ones in the family, please keep that in mind and sign them up. Wellness Made Easy is our health literacy initiative in partnership with Tidal Health and other community partners. So that is all about improving health literacy in our community through collections at our public libraries. We also offer a curriculum, a health literacy curriculum that is available for organizations to use for their clients to promote that education. And of course, the Get Connected Volunteer Center, which I hope you're familiar with. It's an online platform that United Way provides free of charge to our nonprofits in the community to use to promote and coordinate volunteer opportunities. And for any individual out in the community who's interested in volunteering can go on there and find out what those opportunities are and how they can get involved to make a difference in the community. So we can move on. Yeah, so just a little bit about some of our collaborative efforts in the community. As you may know, we try to provide professional development opportunities to our nonprofit partners and the nonprofit community across the board. And so you can see an example of a series that we did with our colleagues at the Community Foundation in the spring that focused on different aspects of diversity, equity, and inclusion that were quite popular. And we are looking forward to continuing some of those collaborative trainings with Community Foundation. And another example of our partnership with Community Foundation, as well as the Henson Foundation and Network for Good, is the Jumpstart program. So this is an intensive one-year program that offers support for nonprofits around improving their donor relations. And so we have been really excited about the success of that and the continued partnership we have there. Again, Get Connected, I mentioned, is a resource for all of our agencies and all of our community members. And one example of that being successfully used is the National Folk Festival. It's probably the biggest use of the platform here locally because they have upwards of 1,000 volunteers a year. And of course, the festival was postponed last year, but they are gearing up coming up next month in September for this year to bring it back. And so are able to use that platform to make their volunteer efforts a little easier for them. And the ALICE report, which you see a couple images, is a collaborative effort amongst all of the United Ways throughout the state of Maryland. ALICE is an acronym. It stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So these are households that are working, but they are still not able to meet the cost of basic needs. And so this generates a lot of really important data around the subject. It's free, it's on our website, you can download it and find a lot of great resources there. And as a reminder as well, we are happy to do presentations to your workplaces or teams or civic groups who are interested in this topic, and they can be, you know, from 10 minutes and upwards. So any amount of time, we're always happy to go out and share that information on a really important topic.
Awesome. Thank you, Claire. And so pivoting that into community, you know, to a lot of all of these images and pictures were taken from this past year. And so, you know, we have an example there of our Community Impact Committee, who I mentioned before, who meets on a regular yearly basis to review those organizations who have applied for funding. And they invest over like 1,000 volunteer hours in this process over the summer. We have participated in some of the one-stop shop events that have happened in the community. Chesapeake Utilities brought in food donations, which we were able to take over to the cold weather shelter, and some of our staff volunteered over there in the winter. We have our emerging leaders who did Thanksgiving baskets in partnership with Tidal Health over the Thanksgiving break. We also had our emerging leaders do the Christmas program last year, and we're able to distribute in partnership with the school systems to children and families who needed some gifts this year. We have partnered with the Judy Centers, Women United, and put together kits for children as part of the Judy Center programs. And our Student United Way was able to finally do some volunteering in the spring with the Clark Honors College at SU at a Parsons Cemetery cleanup, and with Chesapeake Housing Mission on a ramp build. So there are various ways that we collaborate and work with partnerships and organizations in the community. And so all of this is because of all of you and in everything that you are able to do with your workplace campaign. And the dollars that you raise helps us with our partner agencies, helps us with our direct programs, helps us with our community collaborations. And we could not be United Way without all of you. Each of you are United Way. I am going to now turn this over to Pam. Pam is going to talk about our Live United Response Fund. And that was started back last end of March, beginning of April, when the pandemic first hit. So she's going to bring you up to speed on where we are now with that. Thank you, Pam.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining us today. And I just want to reiterate the thank you also from our team and on behalf of our board and staff for everything that you do. The workplace campaign, as many of you know, and as Amanda said, is so much the core of what we do with fundraising. And it also gives us the opportunity to connect with folks and help them understand what services are available in the community. So we really appreciate that. And please keep in mind, you know, some of these ideas as you're going through your campaign this year. You know, if you have folks interested in getting involved with Emerging Leaders and Women United, or you have a group at your office that would like to do, you know, a volunteer or a thing that is in connection with us, or you want to get connected with one of our partners, you know, please reach out and let us know. And this is something year round. It does not have to be just during your campaign. But we're here for you, and we really appreciate all you do. Another thing that we have been able to accomplish this past year is now actually over 162,000, because we literally just approved another grant here in the last few days for our Live United Response Fund. And you know, and much of this was also done in collaboration with some other, you know, some other community partners and investments from the Henson Foundation, from Purdue, from a number of our bank partners, but also from individual donors. All gave us these dollars to be able to do this. And we've also worked closely with the Community Foundation on helping to ensure that both of our funds have been able to make the impact for the nonprofit sector as they continue to also work through. I hate using the word pivot. I'm determined to come up with a better synonym for that, so we can just ban that word forever from our vocabulary. But I got to tell you, nonprofits have had to pivot and adjust their work practices as much as any other business, and in many ways, like other first responders, have had to do so while managing the opportunity to still meet community needs, but maybe with less resources, not just in dollars, but also in volunteerism and even changing around staffing. So the community has really responded. Our response fund has allowed for them to be able to support their needs, everything from in the early days of stocking up with PPE and safety and cleaning supplies to helping with technology needs so that they can pivot for telehealth appointments and virtual case management appointments, or just so that also staff can work remotely, to other needs that you might not think about, which would be helping to subsidize daycare for first responders to be able to go and have the critical but safe care they need for their families, so that our first responders and frontline workers, in healthcare, for instance, and other practices can go in and be there to serve our community too. And many other things. We had a number of youth programs, for instance, or programs that serve families that had to step up in ways that they don't normally serve, to also offer additional food, additional resources for that family, and additional materials to subsidize their educational needs as children were remote learning. So a whole host of things. We don't expect you to read tiny print on this slide. You'll see it when Amanda sends out, but this is just an example of where some of those dollars have gone. That fund is still active, and so we do still monitor the opportunities to get some of those dollars out the door to our nonprofit partners. But we're thrilled to have been able to help support their work throughout the year, and this is in addition to the dollars they already get from us on a monthly basis for the normal program work that they do, for which they've applied for annual funding for.
Thank you, Pam. So workplace campaign, and we still have a few weeks to go. Thank you to all you all. Over 1.7 million has been raised in this past year, and that's phenomenal, coming from a very, and I hate to use this word too, challenging, but here we go, year with all of the things. And so what does that mean? You've seen, where your dollars go, but just to provide some insight on the impact of your actual dollar, there's some information there on the impact of your dollar. And we also have our impact report from 2019-2020 available on our website for you guys to be able to take a look at. We have some hard copies here in the office too, if anybody would like some hard copies. But I encourage you all to take a look at that and really see, where your dollars are going, the impact that is created, the collaborations that are happening and continue to happen. And we really do appreciate each and every one of you and in your roles. We have our top 50 corporate supports for this past year as it stands as of the end of July right now. So some of that information is available there. I'm just going to go through that very quickly. And we'll have that out in our upcoming impact report. Our next annual meeting, which will be for this past year, will be happening in late January, early February. So stay tuned for that. And just a thank you. I mentioned we were able to have some in-person functions with our golf tournament and with our Christmas in July at the end of July at the Shorebird Stadium with emerging leaders. We were able to have our annual meeting in June at UWLES. And these are some images from that, and also our leadership celebration, which is the image you saw in the beginning of our team at Layton's Chance, I believe last week or the week before. And it was great to be able to see everyone finally, to be able to share what we've been doing, to be able to share information, for you to know how much you do and contribute just by being a part of, an advocate for, or volunteer for United Way. And just to be able to celebrate, our donors and those who are in our Leadership and Anchor Society circle, who are just very supportive, and we are very appreciative of everyone.
Amanda, I'd like to just remind everybody that every donor who gives $250 or more over an annual basis through the campaign year is invited to join us at that leadership celebration. So, keep that in mind, that is in thanks to First Shore Federal and PNC, who help us put that, that event on and help us support those donors at the leadership and anchor levels. But just keep that in mind. It's a really fun event, and we love to be able to have folks join us to come out and say thank you and get to know them better.
Yes, and so with that, we have our plaques for businesses and organizations who have raised $500 or more in this year's campaign. Please get in touch with me. I've been trying to reach out to everyone to coordinate when I can drop those off. And for those donors who give $250 or more, qualify for a t-shirt. So we have the t-shirts in as the incentives for those employees and colleagues in your businesses and organizations that have done 250 or more. And so please reach out to me so we can coordinate deliveries of that. And I will continue to try and reach out to all of you as well. So thank each and every one of you again. Going into 2021, 2022. So our fiscal year runs from September to August. We are kicking off September the 1st. We're super excited for this year. We know there's still challenges and there's still a bit of a roller coaster happening as we all plan what we are going to be doing going forward. But we're super excited for campaign this year. We have a brand new looking website, so I encourage all of you to check it out at www.uwles.org. We did a bit of a soft launch on Friday, so we're still tweaking all of the things. But this is just some imagery of what the workplace campaign portal looks like. We did it last year, we're doing it again this year. You will have the opportunity to engage in your workplace campaign online, where we will have your pledge form online and information online. We also will be having our campaign coordinator guides online and everything that goes in with the campaign toolkit. All of that information will be there. We have a goal to have that all online ready to go on September the 1st. Some of it is already ready. And there are other ways to give too. We have the roundup features and the monthly and one-time giving that are also available online and with our text to give option, just like we did last year. These are our new pledge forms. We do have hard copies of pledge forms, just like we have had, or an electronic version of it if you'd like me to send that to you for this year. So, you know, it has same information on the front, information on the back with our agency partners that will be upcoming in the 2022 year. The various ways to give, various ways to connect, and some impact information as well. Again, with the pledge forms, if you're doing a physical pledge form, there's 3 copies, one for you, HR and payroll, one for your employees, so they have a copy, and one for us, so that when we get it, we can make sure that we maintain and add all the information correctly in our database. So if you need physical pledge forms, I will be coming around and doing material drop-offs, and some of the rest of our colleagues will too, for those who want them, yard signs, posters, thermometers, all of that, and we'll be connecting with you when everything is ready and available to be able to drop that off. Kickoff. Our kickoff is going to be at Seagull Stadium. We're super excited because last year it was virtual. It will be outside. The invitations will be going out this week electronically. If you don't get one, please holler at me and I will be more than happy to send one to you. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m. on September the 21st. And we're just super pumped that we're going to be able to have an in-person function that will be outside. So we will be following all masking guidelines and all guidelines that Salisbury University has established for us. So please make sure that when you RSVP and when you come, that you make sure you are dressed appropriately for outside and that you bring a mask. There will be
also, please help
breakfast.
us. Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda.
That's
Please
okay.
help us spread the word with the rest of, you know, your colleagues, especially your leadership. We really like to make sure that your organizations are represented, not just by, you know, those who are already champions of the campaign like yourselves, but also maybe those in your leadership who you want to make sure, you know, can also get behind the campaign. And even this is sometimes a really fun way to get folks involved who may not be as familiar with us and they want to, they want to learn more, or you want them to learn more. And also we'll put a request out here too. If you've got colleagues in another company, feel free to invite new folks. We always want new folks to have, you know, information about our United Way, because we are very much obviously a community, you know, organization. We can't do this without each other, and your help and advocacy helps us make that reach even further. So, and don't forget to check your clutter or spam boxes, because sometimes our invites will go into those really fun parts of your mailbox.
Thank you, Pam. Yes, and so again, it would be great if everybody could, you know, attend or hopefully can attend the kickoff. Again, we're super pumped about it. But we will be working with each of your organizations, and please know that, you know, again, going into this year, you know, we completely respect however you want to do a presentation this year, whether it is in person, which we hope, or whether it is virtual, or whether it's me joining a Zoom or somebody else joining a Zoom. You know, we are happy to do whatever works best for your employees, for your organization, and we want to make sure that we are respectful and maintain the appropriate guidelines that are in place. So how do we communicate and how can you stay connected? Again, our website has a whole host of information. Anything that you would need for your campaign will be available under workplace campaigns. We do quarterly newsletters, which are available on the website. Our impact data is available on the website. Our social media, please make sure you are following us on social media. We are really trying to make sure that we are getting all of our information out there in the various social medias that we have, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. We do try and post a lot of information on there as well. And we do direct mailing. And again, a lot of our invitations come out via constant contact. They may go to your junk or your spam or your clutter. So if anybody has questions about anything at all, do not hesitate to call me, email me, text me, whatever your form of communication is, I gotcha. And then affinity groups, if you're looking to get involved in other ways, we do appreciate your workplace campaigns. If you're looking to volunteer, please make sure you're checking Get Connected, as Claire said. It has tons of different nonprofits that utilize that particular space to post internship opportunities, to post volunteer opportunities, and it's a great way for students to track service hours as well. You get a free profile and you're able to maintain all of your service hours there. Women United, that's Miss Kathy Thomas up there. She can help you with anything. Women United, it's a great group of ladies who get together and do their own fundraising and do their own volunteer activities such as Read to Succeed in partnership with the school systems. I'm an advisor to Student United Way, so any children that you may have or that you know that are going to SU, Student United Way is a great resource. We're doing a lot of things with the Honors College, and we do our own fundraising like our Halloween 5K, our Shred Days, and then our own volunteer opportunities like ramp builds and soup kitchens and National Folk Festival and whatever. To be a part of the community. And then emerging leaders is like young professionals. They also have their Christmas in July, their Thanksgiving baskets, and they do some of their own fundraising as well. There are various ways to stay connected. And that's it. That's all I've got. This is the end. This is available and open for any questions that anybody may have of me or for our team. Don't everybody hit me at once. Nobody has questions?
There are none in the chat.
There are none in the chat?
I'm sorry.
I did a good job and I explained everything thoroughly and nobody has anything to ask me.
That's exactly right.
That's what I aim for.
You did a great job.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, if you guys don't have any questions, if I've explained everything fully, again, we'll be sending this out. Happy, all of us, anybody on our team, reach out anytime with questions. We'll be in touch as far as campaign is concerned. Please look for the kickoff invitation to come to your inbox within the next few days. And again, I'm available. All of us are available with anything that you may have. And again, thank you. Thank all of you for everything that you do every day and in support of United Way. We truly appreciate your partnerships and your collaboration.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
everybody have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thank you.